Om. 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 Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Pranams to the lotus feet of the Lord, pranams to all the Mahatmas and Gurujis, and pranams to all of you. Shloka number 100. Anantarupo Nandashri Jitamanyurbhayapagah Chadurashro Gabhiratma Vidisho Vyadisho Dishaha. In the last class, we are seeing this Nama, Anantarupaha, the one of countless forms. Anantashrihi, one with limitless power. Jitamanyuhu, one who has conquered anger. Bhayapagaha, the destroyer of fear. Chadurashtraha, one of infallible justice. Up to this we have seen. So, in summary, Bhagavan is the one who is very fair, and if you are able to be praying to Lord Vishnu, he will be removing all our fear. We can conquer all our anger. These are major enemies. Now we will go to next one. Gabir Atma, the one whose nature is unfathomable, otherwise called incomprehensible. But he is Gabir Atma, one whose nature is profound and unfathomable. His nature cannot be described by words, such as this is how, this much, this is how it will be. It cannot be. Therefore, he is very difficult to know. He is present in everything with the same profundity. Atma can also mean chitta, the mind. His mind, his thinking is gabira, very profound. So this is the meaning of Gabir Atma. That means Bhagavan cannot be understood very clearly. It requires a discerning mind. It requires a calm mind. It requires a mind without any ragadvesha. Otherwise, in the Vedantic language, put it, it requires a mind to understand Ishvara, which is otherwise called sadhana chatushtaya sampanna mind. The fourfold qualification. Vivekam, Vairagyam, Samadhishaka Sampatti, and Mokshatvam. A mind which has got will be able to understand. Janma karma cha vedivyam evamyo veti tatvatah tyaktva deham janma punarjanma naiti mameti sorjuna. Bhagavan says in Gita, the one who understands my glory, my janma, my avatara, and my actions, and will be able to will not be born again at all. That means they will merge with the Lord in totality. That means they will get the Videha Mukti. Initially Jivan Mukti, then Videha Mukti. So here there will be a confusion. On the one hand, you say, no, you have to say Aham Brahmasmi. On the other hand, you have to say you have to understand God. So what is the correct answer? Both are correct answers. Either you understand yourself or you understand God, both will lead to the same thing. Why? Both are identical. I as the original Swarupam, my original Swarupam is Atma. Bhagavan is also Atma. We call them as Brahman. Atma and Brahman are one and the same. So, that's why we say the equation, the great equation, Aham Brahmasmi comes. So, Bhagavan is incomprehensible means he is incomprehensible for an unprepared mind. You have to understand this. He is comprehensible, he can be understood, he can be discerned, and he can be appreciated by a qualified mind, and which goes through the scriptural study can definitely understand. What is understand? There is no difference between me and Bhagavan at the ultimate level. It is like saying, the wave saying, I cannot understand ocean. So wave saying, I cannot understand ocean. But what is the ocean? If you on inquiry, you understand wave is also water, ocean is also water. So this similarly, the Bhagavan and the Jiva. Bhagavan is called Paramatma, and we individuals are called Jivatma. We both, when you are upon inquiry, we understand it is only one Atma. The Jiva and Para is all negated. There is only one Atma, so identical. So this is what is. So you have to understand that way. Gabhir Atma. Then Vidisha, the giver of different kinds of fruits of actions. Bhagavan is Vidisha because he confers specially on deserving people many and varied desirable things, now, which they have earned as karma pala. I have told you repeatedly, whatever we are enjoying or we are suffering or whatever we are experiencing in this current Janma is all based on our past actions, and of course the actions in this Janma also. You have to understand, Bhagavan is the distributor of the fruits of actions. Some of the fruits will come in this Janma itself for some actions you did earlier. Some of them will be kept in your fixed deposit, you may reap in the next Janma. Similarly, Papa Karmas, whatever we did this in this Janma, we may reap the suffering maybe in this Janma or even the next Janma. So you understand this very clearly. Bhagavan is a Vidisha. He is the, and he is very, very fair. Bhagavan does not have any partiality. We repeatedly have said. Again, I quoted the Gita shloka. Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshyos tina priya. Bhagavan never have any favorites. You know, I'm this man is a favorite. This is my, in every political party also there is a favorite group. There's other groups. So favorite people get MLA, MP seats. Nothing like that. Bhagavan gives uniformly blessing everybody. You have to understand this. Then Vyadisha, the giver of variety of mandates. He is Vyadisha, gives varieties of mandates to all the devatas like Indra and others. Every phenomenon has its own mandate and a devata in charge. You understand this? I'll give you a few examples. For example, water has to find its level. It is made of hydrogen and oxygen. The ocean does not flow into landmass. And all these are varieties of mandates. Everyone has to maintain his or her boundaries. Everything has to maintain its boundaries, following the mandates given by Ishvara. Understand? All the laws which are governing this universe are all Bhagavan's. Because everything is acting based on the Bhagavan's mandate. Ishvara. That's why we say Ishvara. So Vyadisha. Then Vyadisha, no, not Vyadi. Okay, we have to understand. Vyadisha. So then Disha, the giver of the knowledge of right and wrong. It is the Lord who shows and teaches the results of various actions through the body of knowledge called Vedas. Hence, he is Disha. Bhagavan is in the form of Veda, which talks about the means and ends. And that is the that this ritual will give you this result. Veda talks about what is good and what is not good. Through the Veda, Bhagavan shows us how to follow what is good and reject what is not good. You have to understand very clearly, Veda is our user manual, our user manual for humanity, not for other animals. Human alone has got the buddhi. So Bhagavan has given the Veda when he started this creation. I should not say use the word start, then you'll be confused. When is the first creation? It's a cyclic process. When from unmanifest condition, this whole universe manifested. That time, along with that, Vedas came. Vedas came along with that. Why Vedas came? Bhagavan knows these animals who, the jiva, the human beings, given to them, if you don't give them the proper guidance, they will go haywire. They will also be like animal, wasting this precious birth called the human birth. Because this is the rarest of rare. This is the most evolved birth. And this is the only Janma where we can study scriptures and break the cycle of samsara. So Bhagavan knows very well these guys require some user manual. So let me give the user manual. That what user manual? Veda Purva Bhaga and Veda Anta, Vedas. And Vyasacharya, of course, codified all of them into various buckets. First librarian of the world. So there it is given. Veda Purva Bhaga gives you how to live life intelligently. Now you can You can enjoy dharma, artha, kama, all the three prayers. Okay, you can enjoy everything with the following dharma. And what is adharma, dharma, all given in Gita. Okay, all given in Vedas, and Gita is only a Sara of the Veda. You go to Deva, Asuri, Sampat, Vibhaga Yoga, 16th chapter gives everything. I don't go into the details. So you have got everything. So Veda gives what is good and what is not good, and you follow the good ones and enjoy the world. Earn and enjoy. Then Veda also, the Veda Antavaga gives you the roadmap for liberating yourself. Jnanam, that is where the Upanishads come. So he gives the Jnanam as well. So Veda. So Bhagavan is the body of knowledge, and that knowledge is Vedas, and that gives you what is right and what is wrong. With this, we are concluding the 100th shloka. Now we go to 101th shloka. Let us chant. Anadhirbhurbo Lakshmihi Suviro Ruchirangadaha Janano Jana Janmadihi Bhimo Bhima Parakramaha Anadhirbhurbo Lakshmihi Suviro Ruchirangadaha Janano Jana Janmadihi Bhimo Bhima Parakramaha. Anadihi, the beginningless. Lord is Anadi, beginningless. While he is the cause of all, he does not have a cause. He is self-existent, causeless cause. Anadihi. Bhurbhuvaha, the supporter of earth. The word bhuhu has the meaning of adara, support. Adara of everything is the earth, and so bhuhu usually refers to the earth. Bhagavan is bhuvaha api bhuhu, adara of the earth itself. Everything seems to be supported by the earth. What is the adara of the earth? It seems to be suspended in the space without any support. Its own movement with the gravitational force is a support, and that is Bhagavan. So he is the adhara of adhara, the earth of the earth. He is the basis on which everything is placed. So he is the Bhurbhuvaha. Lakshmi, he, the one in the form of Lakshmi. This Nama can be taken as Lakshmi or also Bhuva Lakshmi or Bhurbhuva Lakshmi. All the three words are in feminine gender. Lakshmi is the Shakti of Bhagavan. Narayana does not exist without Lakshmi. And without Narayana, Lakshmi does not exist. That is why Narayana is called Lakshmi. Shakti alone is Parameshwara, and this is the Maya Shakti. Lakshmi is the beauty, fame, effulgence, wealth, fullness. She is never away from the Lord. She always resides in his chest. When Bhagavan took the avatara as Sri Rama and Sri Krishna, she came in as Sita and Rukmini. She is the power of Bhagavan. She is also nothing but Bhagavan. Or you can take it the other way, that he is the only one, Bhurbhuva, the support of this earth, but also Bhuva Lakshmi, the beauty and resplendence of this earth. As Bhurbhuva Lakshmi, Bhu refers to this world, and Bhuva refers to the Bhorloka, and Lakshmi refer to the Atma Vidya. Or you can take it other way, they refer to this world, the sky, the splendor that lights up both, and the Lord is all these. So there are multiple ways we can take this meaning of this particular Nama. Then Suviraha, one whose ways are endless. Bhagavan is Suvira because his movements are many and auspicious, or he is understood in many ways. He is Suvira also because he manifests in infinite ways which are beautiful. So we look at the structure of this universe. His expression seems to be so many. So the entire universe is so beautifully structured, organized. Everything is Bhagavan. Then Ruchirangadaha, one who has got brilliant bracelets. He is Ruchirangada because he has beautiful bracelets. What are the bracelets for Bhagavan? His bracelets are time and space. He embraces the Jagat with his two hands. He embraces Jagat. How? He is manifest in various ways, but within the scope of these two embracing hands, which is one, time and space. The entire universe is existing only within those two, time and space. And that is all pervasive hands of time and space. So he is a Ruchirangadaha. Then Jananaha, the creator, as the cause of birth of all beings, that is, as the creator, he is Janana. Then Jana Janmadihi, he is the cause for the birth of all that is born. That which is subject to birth is Jana, its manifestation, birth is Janma, and whatever is born may have many immediate causes, as the seed for the sprout, as the egg for the birds, but all have ultimately one Adi cause, and that cause is Bhagavan. So he is Jana Janmadi, the capacity of the seed to sprout, the capacity of the egg to become a chick is Ishvara, and the sprout and chick that comes out are also Ishvara. So everything comes out, every manifestation is Ishvara only. Then Bhimaha, the source of fear. We have talked about it earlier in 357th Nama. Bhagavan is Bhima, one who is a source of fear for everyone. At the same time, nothing can cause fear in him. Nobody can escape the results of one's actions, and hence he is as though the cause of fear. This has to be understood very clearly, because we think Bhagavan is because in the young age we also always tell the children, when a 4-year-old kid comes, if you don't do this, then Bhagavan will pierce your eyes and he'll put the chili powder, cut your nose and put chili powder, like this we say. Even though it is a wrong way of depicting Bhagavan, we create a fear, which is unfortunate. But what happens is Bhagavan is a fear. Nah, he's although is a fear, because why? Nobody can escape one's action. That means the results of actions everybody has to enjoy. Okay, but if understood, he is not the cause of fear. Or Bhima is one who is admired for his strength and terrific deeds. There is nothing that he can do. The Lord is also Bhima because his deeds are great and terrific. That is also meaning you can take. And here I wanted to emphasize one point. When you say karma pala, often in our Hinduism, we say very clearly every action will result in a punya or papa, and we do countless number of actions, either by the mind, manasam, speech, vachikam, and kayikam, which is the by the body. We do various actions, everything generates punya and papa. Now, often people think, my punya papa, I can transfer it to my children. The Shastra does not accept that. Understand it very clearly. We have got a very, very wrong notion. If I earn a lot of punyam, then my children will all be good. And let me, even if they don't earn it, I will earn and transfer it, like as if you are leaving your wealth. Now, by a will, you can say, this son will get this much, this daughter will get this much. You write a will and give it. If you don't leave any will, of course, they will be fighting and then they will go to the court. That's a different story. But what happens is, like the way you transfer your property to your children, many people have got a wrong notion. All the papa punya, not papa. Of course, you don't want to transfer the papa. You think all the punya I have earned, I can transfer it to my children. It is not so. You have to understand very clearly, because there's a huge myth about it. See, you can designate somebody to do your job. Okay, you can designate somebody to do your job. For example, you can call a Prohit and then you can take a Sankalpa and hand over the baton to the Prohit, and he can do chanting or he can do puja on your behalf, and then you can give dakshina to him. The punyam accrued can come to you. That is possible. Okay, you can have a proxy for getting the punyam, for earning the punyam. Similarly, you can have a proxy for earning the papam also. You can instigate somebody and then make him kill somebody, and then you will still get the papam. So that is possible. But it is not possible for you to transfer this papa punya to your children. You cannot act as a proxy for your children in earning the punyam and handing over it. Every individual has to earn a punyam and then have to enjoy. This has to be understood very clearly. Then why people say, because people do not understand, and that's why they say like this. So you note down very clearly, people have to understand, everyone has to have their own punyam. By what? by doing good deeds all the time. And when so I have done so many papas in the past, forget it is okay. Now onwards, start doing punyas, start doing good actions and earn punyas. And now onwards, that's why in our shastra there is no what do you call it? Uh, People say, I'm too old. When can I start? No, you can start anytime. There's no what do you call it? Time gone, so I missed the boat. It is nothing like that. Even in the last moment, you can do. And even if you're a worst sinner, you can do. Some people say, I've done so much akramas, so many papas. How can I be redeemed? Then Bhagavan says, Apiche Sudracharah bhajate mamanyabha sadhurevacha mantavyaha samyak vyavasito isaha Shipram bhavati dharmatma shvashvachantim nigachyati kaunteya pradijanihi name bhakta pranashyati in Gita. So what I want to say is you can start now, forget the past. Now onwards, take a new chapter and start doing it. Bhagavan says, I will save you. But you have to understand Punya Papa, each one have to earn. And that is what Punya, yes, one has to earn. Papa, anyhow, you are earning a lot. We are doing so many bad things. But each one has to earn punyams, then only we can have enjoyment. Not only that, that punyam can be encashed for spiritual progress also, for moksha also. So everyone has to earn. Then the question will come, which I always clarify also, then how come people say, I already told you, people, that is a wrong answer. But you can also, one way you can say to your people is, your punyam will take care of your children when? Because your punyam, you don't want to suffer. Because where you have got the maximum attachment, typically speaking, don't say your cat or dog, which is your pet animal. Generally speaking, you have got a lot of attachment to your children. Right? Generally speaking. So when you got a lot of attachment children, you want your children to be in good deeds. Whatever they are. Sometimes nowadays many of them are agnostic or atheist, but still you want to take care of them. So you pray to the God, God, please take care of him. I am doing prayer on behalf of him. So what Shastra says is, because Bhagavan knows you are his true bhakta, Bhagavan does not want to give you any trouble. So for that reason, when you are there, he is taking care of them. Once you are gone, then they are standing on their own legs. Because your punyam is no more there to support them. Because the punyam is not supporting them, the punyam is keeping them in good stead to take care of you, so that you are at peace and you are in the thought of Lord. Because when children suffer, obviously our mind is disturbed. We will not be able to focus on the puja, japa, parayana. Nothing can be done. So Bhagavan keeps the children at good deed by what? By for giving peace to you. This concept has to be very clearly understood. So anyhow, what I want to say is, each one has to earn their own punyam and each one has to work for moksha. Moksha cannot be also delegated to somebody, because moksha can come only with the knowledge. For earning punyam, you can ask a shastri and then you can go and give him the money, dakshina, and ask him to perform a puja, and you can earn punyam. You have got a proxy. For breaking the samsara, each one has to work. There, the delegation is not possible. Acharya says in the Vivek Chudamani, he says, you can take for example, your father is coming from outstation, and then he comes and lands up in your place, and you can carry his luggage on his behalf. That is possible, so that you can give him some rest. But that is not the case in case of jnanam. Each one has to get the jnana and liberate themselves. That is another side point which came to my mind. I thought I will share that also. What I want to say is, Bhagavan is he is the where did I left? Bhima Parakramaha. Janno Jan Bhima Parakramaha. So I saw. Sorry. I left it here. He is Bhima. That's where we left it. So he is Bhima, and that's where I started. So Bhima can be taken as a source of fear, or Bhima has to, it can be taken as is a valor also. That's where I digressed a little bit. Okay. Bhima Parakrama, the one of immense strength. His Parakrama, power is admirable. And Bhima, awe-inspiring. So in his avatars, his strength causes great fear to the Asuras. And hence he is Bhima Parakrama. That is a very straightforward Nama. Now go to shloka number 102. Adhar nilayo dhata pushpahasaf prajagarah urdvah saptatacharah urdvah satpatacharah pranadha pranavas panah. आधार निलयोधाता पुष्पहास प्रजागरः उद्भः सत्पथाचारः प्राणदः प्रणवः पणः. आधार निलयः, the final abode of all supports. The five elements like space, air, fire, water, and earth support this elemental world. The place where even the five elements have their being is Parameshwara. So he is the Adhara Nilaya, the basis of all bases, the final abode of all supports. Now, then second, next one is Adhara Nilayo Dhata. So Adhata, Adhara Nilaya. Next one is Adhata. So otherwise, you can put it as Data also. Data is the 43rd name we have seen here. Adhata, one who requires no support. So that is one meaning. If you take Adhata as the meaning, if you take Data as the meaning, the consumer of all beings. So you can take both the meanings. The Adhar Niliyo Data. So Sanskrit grammar allows you to take both the meanings. If you take Adhata, one who requires no support. If you take the meaning Dhata, the consumer of all beings. So the one who sustains is Dhata. Bhagavan is Adhar Nilaya, hence he is the Dhata, all elements, and Sat principle in Sanskrit, and all the forces. And what is the basis of Ishvara? Who sustains him? He exists by himself, sustains himself, and does not need another Dhata to sustain him. Having no Dhata, he is Adhata. So that is the way also you can take it. So by the rules of Sandhi, this Nama can also be taken as Dhata. He is the Data because he drinks as though all the beings, that is, takes onto himself all the beings at the time of Samhara. So that way he consumes everything. So that is the way you can take it. Data or Adata, both the ways you can take it. Then Pushpahasaha, one who has blossomed as this universe. When the bud blossoms, when the buds blossom into flowers, their Vikasa blooming looks like their hasa, as though they are smiling. From the unmanifest state, when the Bhagavan blossoms, manifests as the Prapancha universe, it looks like the smile of a flower. What a comparison. Beautiful. Now, hence he is called Pushpahasa. A flower bud has no fragrance or nectar, nor does it attract the bees. It is in a kind of causal state. Then the bud blooms. And in the manifest state, Bhagavan is the bud. Sorry, in the unmanifest state, Bhagavan is the bud. In the manifest state, he is the flower. And he is also the sun who makes the bud bloom. He is the bud, which is the cause, and he is the flower, which is the effect. And the flower was the bud, and now the same bud is manifest, attractive, fragrant, and beautiful flower. When Bhagavan laughs, it is a creation. And when Bhagavan is quiet, it is a pralaya, the resolution. So this is the very beautiful poetic expression, Pushpahasa, compared to the flower which is in a bud form, and then unmanifest is called bud form. When it is manifest, it becomes flower, it is smiling, beautiful, and that is so this earth is beautiful place. The whole universe is beautiful. You have to appreciate this universe. And what we do, we always find fault because we have got a narrow vision. That's called tunnel vision. So you have got a narrow vision, we find fault with the universe. Actually speaking, the whole universe is beautiful. Then Prajagaraha, one who is ever awake, being the nature of consciousness, he is Prajagara, eternally awake and never sleeps. He never comes under the spell of Maya or sleep because he keeps the Maya under his control. When he say he keeps the Maya under his control, we talk about the Brahman principle or the consciousness principle. That's what it refers to here. Because consciousness is eternal and it is space and time unlimited, and it is always as a Sakshi is there. And under the presence of Brahman, the Maya operates. So it's ever awake, never sleeps at all, never takes rest at all. That's why he is able to, with the mixture of Maya, is called Ishvara. But the absolute, the Ishvara minus Maya is called Brahman. And Brahman is called Sakshi when it comes to individual, and there's always there. And with the help of Maya, the whole creation is coming. So Bhagavan, I mean, Brahman plus Maya is equal to Ishvara, and that's why everything is coming. So because he is ever awake, he is able to track all our punya papa. He is able to track all our actions and account for all the punya and papa goes into our account. That's we have to understand. Then Urdhvagaha. Urdhvaha means no, Urdhvagaha. Urdhvagaha. The uppermost. No, Urdhvagaha. You have to write it like this. Urdhvagaha. The uppermost. Bhagavan is Urdhvagaha because he stands above all. He is always ahead of and above everyone. He is the first Guru who never had a Sishya. He was never a Sishya to another Guru. Sorry, he is the first Guru. He was never a Sishya. Okay, and to another Guru. That is Urdhvaha. Or he has been, or so others have the disciples to their Guru, but Bhagavan is the Adi Guru. So Dakshinamurti is called Adi Guru because that Guru does not have any, I mean, he was not a Sishya to any Guru because he is the Adi Guru, first Guru. That's what it is. So Urdhvagaha. Then Satpatacharaha, one who walks the path of righteousness. Now, Satpata means, Satpata is the way of the Satpurushas, the people who follow Dharma, the way they live, the way they act, and what they do and what they avoid. They set the path by following Achara, as shown by the Shruti and Smriti, given out by the Bhagavan. Bhagavan is the one who is manifest in the form of Dharma, of all the people who follow Dharma and their actions. When that is so, what Achara should Bhagavan follow? What Achara should he avoid? As Bhagavan, he need not follow anything. Still, he takes avataras. He follows Achara shown by the Satpurushas for Loka Sangraha, for the protection of the world and for setting an example for others. That's why we say Rama. Rama, even though is avatara, he followed the Dharma. He followed the Dharma fully to show the path, how you can follow Dharma. Even when you got all the problems, you can never derail from Dharma. You take Harichandra, how he followed Dharma in spite of all the pressures put on him, how he followed it. There are so many stories available in our Puranas. So go back to all of them. We should never deviate. Now, we should never derail ourselves from the righteous path. Now, whenever we go from the righteous path, Bhagavan will hit us. That you have to be very clear. Paritranaya sadhuna vinashayasha dushkritam. So you have to be very, very clear. So we can, because Bhagavan always walks the path of Dharma, and so you also have to follow Dharma. Very, very important. The next one is Pranadaha. This particular Nama has gone 3 times earlier, 65, 321 and 408. Pranadaha means the giver of life. This word occurs 4 times in the Sahasranama. Bhagavan is in the form of Pancha Pranas. Prana, Apana. So I'll explain this. Prana is the respiratory activities. Apana is the excretion activities. Vyana is the circulation activities. Samana is the digestion activities. Udana is throwing out. All these together are called prana. Since this prana or physiological system is given by Ishvara, he is pranada. This is the general meaning. Otherwise, in his avatars as Sri Krishna, he gave prana to Parikshit, the son of Abhimanyu. He brought him back to life, thereby saving him from the effects of Now, Ashra of the Ashwatthama. As Sri Rama, he brought back life to Vanaras. So he is Pranadaha. That also can be taken. Beautiful Nama again. Then Pranavaha. We have seen it in 409. One who is the Omkara. Om is otherwise known as Pranava, which means ever new. Pranava means ever new. Ishvara is always Nava, new, and his name is Om. So his name is the meaning of Pranava. Pranava means what? Nava means new. Pranava means ever new, always fresh. That is what is pointed out by the word Pranava. So he is the Pranavaha, means he is the Omkara. And there's a detailed explanation of Omkara in every Upanishad given, especially Mandukya Upanishad has got a detailed analysis. It's only 12 mantras in Mandukya Upanishad. Very, very short Upanishad, but it's very profound. For his Gaudapada, who is the grand guru of Adi Shankaracharya, has done an extensive work, which is Mandukya Karika, we call it. About 250 plus shlokas have been given. Very detailed analysis of Om is done. And one more point to be taken, Omkara is equal to Akara, Makara, Ukaram. A, U, Ma. Together is called Om. It is a Sanskrit Sandhi rule. Let us not go into the details of it. So many people write, when you say Om, you should simply correctly write it as O-M. That's it, Om. Some people write it as A-U-M because Akaram, Ukaram, Makaram, they say A-U-M. Then people will start reading it as Aum. No, that is all wrong. So when you write it, you simply write it as Om, O-M, Om in English if you want to write it. It has got 3 syllables, Akaram, Ukaram and Makaram. And detailed analysis is given in the Upanishad, which I don't want to go into the details now. Then Panaha. Panaha means one who does daily transactions. The word Pana means empirical transactions. That is the day-to-day transactions. Bhagavan carries on every day the transactions of creation, sustenance, and resolutions, and all other activities that are part of these, and hence he is Pana. This Purusha Sukta says, Na sarvani rupani vichitya dhiraha namani kritva abhivadan yadhaste. The wise Lord, having created the forms and having given them various names, remains transacting through them. That's why the merchant takes the pana, the right amount of money. So panam is a Sanskrit word, by the way. It is often used in our language. Pana is so Bhagavan, so that gives the merchandise in return. Okay. So too Bhagavan takes from us various karmas that we have done like pana and gives in return the karma pala. Hence panaha. So very beautiful lava again. He is doing a daily transactions. That is one way you can take it, and he's like a transaction. He is exchanging for all the karma you do. You deposit to Bhagavan, and you take the karma pala, which is the pana, the transaction that you are taking it. Like you go to another country, you take our Indian currency, give it, and then take it to US dollars or Singapore dollars or euro or yen, whatever it is. So you exchange it, right? So you are exchanging all your karmas to karma pala. You are converting it. So good karmas will give you multiple times karma pala, good palas. So understand this. Then go to shloka number. We have got few more minutes. Go to shloka number 103. Pramanam prana nilayah prana dhrit prana jivanah tatvam tatva videkatma janma mrityu jaratigah. Pramanam prana nilayah prana dhrit prana jivanah tatvam tatva videkatma janma mrityu jaratigah. Pramanam means the self-evident knowledge. Pramana generally refers to the means of knowing. There are 5 means of knowing. The first one is called pratyaksha, direct perception. It can be the sense of perception or witness perception. The knowledge that is gained through the sense organ is called indriya pratyaksha. Knowledge that can also be directly gained without the help of senses, and that is called sakshi pratyaksha, otherwise witness perception. All mental conditions, all emotions, all experiences, gained through the senses or known because of the witness that is present in all these perceptions. So direct perception is possible with the help of senses and also without the help of senses. Knowledge also can be gained through reasoning. This is indirect knowledge or inference. So inference is based on the data gathered by the pratyaksha. It is also a pramana. And one step inference is called anumana. More than one step inference is called arthapatti presumptions. So absence of things is also recognized, and this is called anupalabdhi pramana. Then upamana is there in the illustration is another pramana. The bison is like a buffalo is an illustration, and through this also knowledge is got. So this is the indirect knowledge and it is valid. So there are, normally they say these are all the various things: pratyaksha, anumana, upamana, arthapatti, anupalabdhi. All these things are given. Okay, then these are all the five pramanas we say. All the pramanas are a means of knowledge depending on one direct perception. Therefore called mula pramana, the basic means of knowledge. Even Veda, the sixth pramana, depends on the mula pramana. All these pramanas are known because of the sakshi witness consciousness. So every pramana, that means our eyes, our ears, our nose, tongue, everything is working because there is a witness consciousness which is working, which is making them active. So all these pramanas become valid because of the witness. That witness is Parameshwara. The means of knowledge is Parameshwara. Anything that you know through the means of knowledge is also Parameshwara. So pramana means pramati, knowledge. It is the Swayam Prabha Samvit, the self-shining consciousness. That is the basis of every pramana knowledge. Therefore, being the pramana of all the pramanas, Lord himself is called pramana. Lord is the pramana, ultimate the knowledge. So this is a beautiful nama, pramana. Then prana nilayah, the resting place of the all the pranas. We think that the jivas depend on the prana. Here it is said that pranas depend on the jiva, and jiva is nothing but Bhagavan. Prana here refers to both the indriyas, the sense organs, and also the pranas, the physiological systems, which you saw earlier. Therefore, he is prana nilaya. If the jiva is to stay alive in this body, it requires the help of prana. Prana is that which enlivens the body. As the pranas merge in him, he is called prana nilaya because he breathes. The jiva himself is called prana. In the sleep, jiva merges into Paramatma. As the merging place of prana, that is the jiva, he is also prana nilaya. At the time of pralaya, he destroys the pranas and the jivas, and hence he is a prana nilaya. So there are three ways we can explain this. Then prana brit, the sustainer of prana. The sustainer of prana. Bhagavan is the prana brit, the one who sustains the prana in the body through various forms of foods and keeps them alive. Okay, the sustainer of prana. He is giving you all the food. Then prana jivanaha, one who enlivens all the living beings. Ishvara is the one who lives in all the living beings, which includes everything known and unknown, even in other planets, because we do not know. There are so many planets and galaxies. Where all the jivas are there, we do not know. But he sustains everything. He keeps all alive. We think that prana makes us live, but it is the Ishvara who enlivens the very prana that sustains us. That you have to understand. Kathopanishad says, jivas live not by the prana or apana, but by something else on which these two depend. And that is Ishvara. Because air being inert cannot function by itself without a conscious principle behind. Therefore, there is no life form outside Ishvara. The very life is Ishvara. Hence, ahimsa paramo dharma. Ahimsa is the greatest dharma. Hurting a living being is against dharma and causes papa. Understand this very clearly. You can never hurt anyone. Even though life lives on life, we try to keep our best himsa to the minimum Still, everybody, every day we do some himsa, knowingly or unknowingly. Hence, a lot of prayer and reaching out activity is necessary to neutralize all these papas. I told you, no, if you walk, you may step onto the ant. That is a daily pop. We may know unknowingly. When you breathe, your bacteria go inside and come back. Or if a cockroach comes to your kitchen, you put a Baygon spray and kill the cockroach. That is again a pop-up. But this is all we have to neutralize by doing daily prayaschitta like Sandhya Vandanam. So he who enlivens all the living. So we cannot do himsa to any being. That it's a very important message from this particular Nama. So more we will see in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Loka Samasta Sukino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukino Bhavantu Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Magi Magishaha Gobramnebhyo Shubhamaskrityam Loka Samasta Sukino Bhavantu Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Krishnarpanamastu. Again, see you next class. Hari Om.